Hello everyone, here we have a 2014 Cadillac CTS-V Wagon. And I've always liked these, and I think it's kind of grown on me a bit more in recent years. Like, younger I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they're kind of cool. But like, as I've gotten older, I can respect wagons more, I feel like, now that I'm in my 20s. And I mean, I haven't been inside of a CTS-V wagon, but this is spot on, man. This interior is spot on. I mean, like, I've been in like CTSs and CTS-Vs, but not the wagon. But yeah, this is straight up spot on. That's crazy. The amount of detail they really like cram into these like games these days is insane to me. So moving on to the colors. Let's see what we got here. What are we working with? Charcoal gray, black. Ooh, I like that. Blue. I like this color too. It's like a navy gray sort of. Silver, red, and white. So basically the standard basic Cadillac colors. I'm at a dilemma because that blue is really nice. You know what? For the purposes of being a sleeper, we cannot go the bright blue. Because the brighter colors scream performance car, sports car, like muscle cars. For sleeper purposes, the gray is the correct option for me here. Not the charcoal that was stock. You gotta give it a little bit of flair, you know. Give it a little bit of a cooler, like, cool factor than the charcoal gray. But we don't want to go too, hey, look at me with this bright ass blue. So, navy gray. That's what we're going with. Okay, so before we get going, in these videos I just kind of throw on random upgrades. And, yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. Random upgrades. Excuse me, not yeah, not really building anything in particular. So let's listen to it stock. Sounds phenomenal. We got the 8.4 liter V10, so that's our Dodge Viper engine. And our 7.7 liter V12. I think for the purposes of, I don't really respect the modern day Dodge owner. And we're gonna keep it with the stock supercharged V8 as GM intended. Look, Dodge owners got their reputation for being stupid in the streets. So, wait, me saying, I didn't even realize this has a body kit. You know what? I like it, but I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like it. And I want to make this very clear before anybody takes me the wrong way. By me saying Dodge owners have made the names for themselves being stupid in the streets, I'm talking about the takeovers, and I'm talking about the sideshows. Nothing else aside from that. I know about the other memes with the Dodges, specifically the Hellcats. We're not gonna get into that. I'm not talking about, I'm addressing that now before somebody like takes that wrong and calls me a racist in the comments. I'm gonna make that abundantly clear right now. But this body kit, I mean, like, I picked the color because I wanted a sleeper car. So that inclines me to do the stock body. But the wide body, like, it's cool. We don't really get too many wide bodies anymore. But it's like, this car is a very angular car. It's got very sharp angles. This, I feel like, looks somewhat out of place. In my personal opinion. At least in the front. And there's one fatal flaw. There's one fatal flaw with this body kit, and that is the rear doors. How do you open the rear doors? I mean, I guess you could, like, remote open them or open them from the inside. But I guess it doesn't really matter in this game. And it's a Forza body kit, so I guess it really doesn't matter, because it's technically not a real body kit. I don't really like that diffuser. You know what? We're gonna put it on anyway. I know I said I was going for a sleeper, and we're still doing that. That's why, like, after this video, that body kit's coming off. That body kit is coming off. Dang, 315s in the front? How big do we get in the back? 345s? Damn! That's thick. Alright, now for wheels. Again, sleeper. You want something like that, actually. I like that. It's different than the stock, but it's not too flashy, you know? Like, that's perfect. Probably leave 19-inch wheels. 19s are big enough, I feel like. I like, depending on the car, like Cadillacs, 19s don't look bad. They don't. But like it depends on the car, I feel like, because in most cases you go 19, like 18 max on a lot of cars. You get to 1920s and it starts looking a little weird. But I feel like on a Cadillac they typically have bigger wheels, or considered more luxurious cars. So 19 is okay. 20 might be a bit big. But like anything bigger than 20 gets problematic. For example, like my Firebird, my real life Pontiac Firebird, I'm not gonna go put 22s on it. It came stock with 16s. I still have the stock wheels. Therefore, I'm like 16 is good. Maybe bump it to. I've very much considered. Because mine's a 94, so it's like the earlier part of the 4th gen. The later 4th gen's got 17s. I have considered getting a set of 17s. I've thought about it. The same wheel, just a little bit bigger. I've seriously thought about it. But the thing is, mine came stock with white wheels, and they didn't make the 17s in white. Which, I mean, like, yeah, I could get them painted, powder coated or whatever, but I'm just gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave them the stock 16 wheels. 1 inch ain't gonna make that big a difference. Pause. Now, for my BMW, on the other hand, my 94 740IL, it has 17s. When I got that car, my mom said, put 22s on it. I looked at her like she was crazy. I looked at her like she had a screw loose or something. To be fair, she probably does, but not for that reason. But still. Yeah, I looked at her crazy. I was like, no way. It came stock with 17 BBSs, and they're not They're not the stock BBSs. They're the ones that came on the was it the M3 a few years prior. The 3 Series got. So the BBS wheels that are on my 94 7 Series came stock on like a 93 or 2 like 3 Series. We're not gonna get too deep into that, but I'm leaving 17s because it looks good. I feel like 18 might be cool. 20 inches and above, like 22s, like my mom said, is wild. Like, I'm not doing that. And I've gone on this tangent now that you guys had to listen to for no apparent reason, just because we're not making the wheels bigger on this Cadillac. I wonder if I can tune this thing to pop a wheelie. I'm genuinely curious. If I can get it to do it, I might make a video on that. Like, we're popping wheelies in a Cadillac. Alright, but without further ado, what we're going to do here is we're going to do some laps around the Horizon Mexico circuit. And we're going to see how this thing drives. Okay, the launch was good, nice and grippy. But that could also be... Oh man, brakes are good too. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. This thing, because it's a longer car. It's also wide. It's a wider car, as is, even without the body kit. The CTS-V and the CTS-V Wagon, they're pretty wide cars. They're relatively wide. They're larger cars. So you would think that this thing would handle like a boat, kind of like a Hellcat. Big wide car. That's heavy. How much does this weigh? My bet is less than the new BMW M5. Sure as hell it is. Oh my god. I keep having to look up how much the new BMW M5 weighs, because I can never remember it, but I remember it's like damn near the weight of an SUV. Oh look, there we are. That's not mine, it's a Google picture, but it's the same car. The same like limited edition with the blue stripe and the white wheels. 16-inch wheels, I might add. And, oh wait, no, it's the 2025, isn't it? No, 2026? M5. Wait. Yeah, 5,390 pounds. It's a goddamn SUV. Hold on. 2025 Chevy Tahoe. Look at that! It weighs 100 pounds less, 120 pounds, well 119 to be exact, than a Chevy Tahoe! A whole SUV! Look at this! It's a whole SUV! And it weighs damn near the same as what's supposed to be a sports car. That's ridiculous. Look at it. It weighs more than a Mercedes Sprinter. Hold on, they're comparing stuff. It weighs more than a Tesla Model X. It weighs more than a Mercedes Maybach. It weighs more than the previous generation M5. It weighs... Ooh. It weighs slightly less than a Rolls-Royce Ghost. But the Rolls-Royce Ghost is supposed to be big and heavy. The M5 isn't. Like, why does it weigh more than a Bentley Bentayga? Why does it weigh more than a airplane? This is insane. This is ridiculous. Now it has me genuinely curious. 1994 BMW. We're just gonna ignore this. We're gonna ignore that. We're not gonna talk about that right now. We're not gonna talk about my recent searches for power steering hoses for my BMW. Yeah, see, look at that. That's a good looking BMW. 4,000 pounds flat. 4,056, and it's 30 years old. About to be 31. That's crazy. This is a luxury sedan. It's a whole luxury sedan. Look at it. It's not supposed to be sporty, but it weighs 1,400 pounds less. Hold on, what does the Cadillac CTS do? Cadillac CTS-V Wagon weighs 1,000 pounds less, like 1,008 pounds, or no, other way around. Like 992 pounds less, which is insane. Hold on, I have to know. I'm sorry I'm going on another tangent, but it needs to be done. See, the Charger Hellcat, 4,594. Okay, so I was gonna oh wait, that's a 4. This is a 5. The BMW guys can't even make fun of the Mopar guys anymore for having boats for cars because of that. This number, not the 300, that number. This is a Challenger. Yeah, look at this. The BMW guys genuinely can't make fun of the the Mopar guys anymore, because BMWs are officially more similar to boats. Honestly, that BMW may as well be a Boeing 747. How much it weighs? May as well be a NASA rocket. Like, damn. Why is it so big? We literally looked, and a Chevy Tahoe, a whole SUV, weighs less. But what sent me on this tangent is a bigger, heavier car, Cadillac CTS-V Wagon. You would think would handle like but this really doesn't. It really doesn't. It is very sturdy. It's very stable. As I understeer right there. That's because I peppered the throttle a little too much. Yeah, it handles really well for what it is. Is it a Forza 911 GT3 RS? No, nowhere near that. But it handles really good for a V8 supercharged freaking muscle car. Do we call this a muscle car, or do we call this a sport hatch? Let me know in the comments. Is this a muscle? Is the CTS-V Wagon, is this a muscle car, or is this a sport hatch? I'm genuinely. What is the game classified as? What do they classify? Modern muscle. Okay, so they classify it as a muscle car. Yeah, so for like a muscle car, well, I guess you have 4 doors. Well, no, it's definitely too long to be. It's for sure too big to be a hot hatch. We're not gonna call it a hot hatch, but a sport hatch, which is a different thing. It could be, but I would still say that it's too big. But considering that's my fault. Considering that the CTS-V is a muscle car, I'm gonna call this a muscle car. So for a supercharged V8 muscle car, and being really heavy and big, it doesn't really handle like you think it would. It doesn't handle like a complete boat. I like that. It gets cool upgrades, wide body kit. I like that. It can probably pop a wheelie. I like that. It could definitely be a sleeper. I also really like that. Like, dude, people are rolling up to the drag strip on here in cars like Mustangs and regular CTS-Vs and like Camaros. You got the occasional supercar and whatnot. Honestly, I see a lot more Mopars than anything. A lot of Hellcats. Which makes no sense because they're ridiculously heavy. I mean, like, my go-to drag car, because most people, I'm going on another tangent, um, most people, when racing, say you can't use the Jesko, you can't use the Koenigsegg Jesko, you cannot use the Lamborghini Diablo GTR, and you cannot use the Camaro, the Copo Camaro. It's the Copo, right? Yeah, the Copo Camaro. Which is why my go-to drag car is a Honda Civic. Hear me out. Hear me out. 1,800 pounds. That's very light. That is very light. I think that's more than an 8.6. Yeah. No, I mean less. I don't know why I said more. Well, not that 8.6. That one's A-class. It's got like no upgrades on it. But Honda Civic. No one expects that. Well, people expect like the EKs and stuff like that, but nobody expects like the CRX. Which is why like if I play with my friends who like know their cars and stuff, like the crew of guys I used to run like tournaments with, they'll know when they see a Cadillac that like they're gonna know what's up. But if I play with people like my brother and like some of his friends or like my other friends that don't really know cars like that, and I roll up in a Cadillac wagon, they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. And then I'm gonna absolutely do crazy things to them on the drag strip. Pause again. Like I did with the Honda Civic. So yeah, this is our last lap here because I know that I have dragged on this video more than Ninja has dragged on the low taper fade meme. I had to say it. I got dared to say it in the video. I had to find a way to say it, and I found it. I know it was forced, but I got dared to do it. So I did. Shout out Damien. He told me to do it. Yeah. So I've dragged on this video quite a bit by going on stupid tangents about BMWs that weigh as much as 747s and wheel size and sleeper drag cars and Honda Civics, but we've made it to the end. I've wasted enough of your time. This video is probably like a half an hour long, and my videos are usually like 10 to 15 minutes. So I want to give this car a 9.5 because you don't rate it 10 because that means there can never be anything better. There can be things just as good, but there can't be anything better. I feel like there are better cars out there than the CTS-V Wagon. But with this, we get a cool car that makes cool supercharged noises, that isn't a Hellcat, that gets a wide body kit and cool upgrades, that handles good and is fast, and it can probably pop a wheelie. Those are all upsides. Now we're gonna do donuts, because that's how we end off all the videos around here. And my phone is going off. That call is not getting answered until after this, which is why I must make it quick. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. That is all from me today. This is actually the last video of 2024. This isn't the last one that's getting recorded in 2024. There's one more. But this is the last video of the year 2024. There's no more 2024 after this. This is coming out. When does this release? When does this release? This releases Saturday, September 28th, 2024. My next video after this one, does not release until January 1st, 2025. So this is the last one. I guess see you guys next year. Yeah. This year has been really shitty for me. You guys would not believe this. If I told you what was going on in my life outside of this right now, you guys would not believe the shit I told you. This year sucks. I want to leave it behind. I am glad. Some screwed up shit has happened. And with that, I will see you guys next year.